say Liverpool we there. Every game we there. From on field to everywhere. Premier League we say. Endurance is the only way. For me, for you. We chat football, eh. We chat football, eh. Liverpool we there. Premier League we there.
All right, welcome to We Chat Football. Welcome to everyone. Yes, today we're doing our regular series Over the Top, where we just talk about some of the reaction this season so far with the Prem that's happening, and just over the weekend and see how people are reacting to some of the results. And one of the main results that I'm talking about today is the Liverpool and Burnley result. Now, a lot of people are going over the top on that one as well, including my fan base, including rivals, you name it. People are just going crazy over that result as well, saying that Liverpool were lucky. Liverpool scraped a win. Now, to be fair, Burnley offered nothing going through that game. And again, guys, remember, we're only 4 games in. I know it sounds cliched, I know it's everything, but we're just 4 games into the season. Just 4 games into the season, nothing to worry about. Is the performances not up to where a champion's performance is supposed to be? Yes, they're not there yet. I am not going to be the one that's going to be like saying that, oh, our performances has been great, our performances have been superb. No, they're not. They're not where they're supposed to be yet, but it's 4 games in the season, so I can understand that. I can understand that from the point of saying, you know what? Our performances will get better throughout the season. Go on. Is our record signing, one of our record signing Verts hit the ground running? No, he hasn't. Literally hasn't hit the ground running, but we can take a look at that and being like, okay, there's still room for improvement. We're 4 games in, 12 points on the board. People said we have a lucky win against Burnley, but Burnley offered nothing going forward. To be fair, nothing at all. Now, this is a win of champions, and again, you would see rivals out there talking that, oh, we didn't play well, and Arsenal didn't play well, but Arsenal got called lucky or not good enough for their win. It's completely different. The difference is that the game that Arsenal didn't play well with was against Manchester United, where after they scored the first goal, Arsenal just went back into defensive mode. Just sit there, low block, trying to play a low block game against Manchester United, and everybody's like, come on, this is the worst Manchester United we've ever seen. Go out there, make a statement. You are the challengers, make a statement. Now, things isn't having a great start at Liverpool, which is expected. I mean, who wouldn't expect to have a slow start when you made so many changes towards the first team? Lots of changes made towards the first team. This was going to happen. We were going to have a slow start to the season anyways. It was expected with all of this. Last season was the same. Last season, we had a slow start to the season last season, where we had everybody at the start was saying this isn't sustainable. Everybody at the start was saying last season Liverpool hasn't played anyone, and everybody was saying wait till they play somebody good. Then it went 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games, and they're like, okay, they're gonna fall off. Then it went Christmas. Then the points just extend, and it never happened. Could it be the fact that Arne Slot likes sorry, could it be the fact that Arne Slot just likes starting the season a bit slower, a bit paced, like so he can maintain throughout the end of the season, because now he's trying to challenge for multiple competition, something that he found out last season that you have to pace yourself a bit more. It's a bigger squad. You have more people to integrate in the squad. And if we can keep pace, finding a way to win the games until we start clicking to form, then that can take us further into competitions and have us ready for the back end of the season, rather than saying that we're pushing so hard for this early part of the season to look amazing and all that kind of stuff, only to burn out in the end. So I think this is something different that Arneslot is trying to approach, something different where he's not trying to go over the top too much with the start of the season. No, I'm going to say this right now. If Manchester City had this start to the season where Pep wasn't looking good, but somehow Pep end up winning 4 from 4, everybody would be like, "Yeah, they're done to win the league." Yes, you know why? Because it's Manchester City. They've done it before. They show that they can win the league. So we can't write them off yet. We can't criticize their performances because, ooh, when Pep team click into gear, then it's gonna be crazy. Why? Because we've seen it before. But Liverpool doesn't get that same leeway, even though they've seen it before. We're the defending champions. I don't understand why people expect the same style of football as Jurgen Klopp, where we start a season and we're trying to blitz team from early in the season. It has been done with Jurgen Klopp. People need to understand this is not Jurgen Klopp managing Liverpool anymore. That type of football game is gone. What we're doing, we're slowly building, slowly grinding, slowly getting to where we need to get, while trying to get a lot of these players who are new to get used to the league, get used to playing with each other, and then I know that maybe the other end side of the next 10 games is gonna be something different. You're gonna start seeing Liverpool click into gear. You're gonna see Verts play better. You're gonna see Salah play better. I mean, even if Salah doesn't hit the same heights he hit last season, which I didn't expect him to hit. This is why we went out and spent these big money, because we didn't expect Salah to hit the same heights he hit last season. We're still big favorites for the league. We're still pushing. It's 12 points from 4 games. There's not much more you can ask for, to be fair. Is 12 points from 4 games, right? Yes, as again, and I reiterate, the performance is not there yet. Do I expect the performance to get there? Yes, I do expect the performance to get there because, again, it's the start of the season. Just as though I don't judge Arsenal on their performances so far, because, again, it's 4 games in the season, and I don't judge City. United's a different case. Everybody's judging them because, again, they need to see something different from last season. But again, it's 4 games into the season. When the judgment starts, for me, it starts to look at the teams and say, okay, then Liverpool needs to start looking better. Arsenal needs to start looking better. City needs to start looking better. Chelsea, the whole works. 10 games into the season. After 10 games, then I can start look at performances. Because at that point in time, you have a bigger sample size of the season. And no, everybody's settled. Everybody understands how each other play. And then you can build on performances from there. So again, as I said, this is how I view it. The first 10 games of the season is getting used to the league, getting used to the new players, and teams will play you different. Let's be honest. Teams won't play you the same they played you last season. If you win, they will have respect for you. If you lose, then they will come out and try to attack you and try to beat you. So therefore, they won't have the same respect that they had for you last season going into this season. So therefore, we can't expect the same way that a team is going to be playing throughout 1, 2, 3 seasons. It just doesn't work that way. No, going into the first 10, it's all about results. That's just for me. It's all about results while your style of play is slowly improving in the first 10. The next 10, it's about making a marker, putting your style of play out, stamp some big results in if you're challenging or if you're favorites to win the league, that you have to do in the next 10 games. The 10 after that is rotation, making sure that you're keeping your team fresh while still producing the results. Because again, you're looking to go into the last 8, and that is going to be a result base again. So it's the first 10, just make sure you get the points on the board. Next 10, you start implementing your style of play. Next 10, you start getting rotations in to keep your best players fit for the back end of the season. And at the back end of the season, it's all about results. The last 8 games of the Premier League season, it's all about results. It's not about style of play. It's all about results. It's all about 3 points on the board to get you closer to winning the league. And sometimes I just feel like people in this space, YouTube, which is where I'm at as well, go too much over the top. That everybody wants to be a coach. Everybody wants to be over analyzing every single bit of the game. It's that way since time, since Alex Ferguson days of winning the league, Pep days of winning the league. I mean, think about it. Jurgen Klopp was criticized for going too ham early in the season that all his teams burned out by the end of the season. By the end of the season, Liverpool is burned out completely. Like the season that we almost won the quad, we went so ham that by the time we get to the FA Cup, the last day of the season and the Champions League, the guys were tired that they couldn't figure it out like how to break down a low block. And yes, we played a low block in the Champions League finals against Real Madrid. Who would have thought Real Madrid would be playing a low block? But that's what they did. Fast forward that, the next season following that, because we went so heavy, the whole team fell off. No, for longevity of the players, for a change, you have to implement a path going through for the whole season. So we can't just look at it and be like, Liverpool is playing shit. No, that means Liverpool is gonna fall off, and that means that they won't challenge, and that means that they won't win the league. We might not win the league, right? Fair enough. We might not win the league. Arsenal might win the league. City might win the league. Sure. But at the end of the day, you can't use 4 games at the start of a season to judge a lot of teams. Most of the teams missed preseason. We had preseason. We also brought in 6, 7 new players that's in our starting lineup, and that's not an excuse. I expect those players to hit the ground running. However, some players will be able to do it quicker than some. Some players will be able to hit the ground running instantly as if that they were a part of the system from the get-go. While some players are just like, they need a couple of months. They might need a year to settle in into a new environment. Again, when a player is moving from one country to the other, it's a new environment. They might need some time to settle in. They might not be able to just hit the ground running right away, and then what do you know? They're there, they're ready, and everything is good. So that's the other thing, is that we have to give a lot of players time and the leeway to hit the ground running. And I know why Chelsea fans are on our signings that much, because we were on Caicedo because he rejected us and went to Chelsea. So we were on him for his price tag from the get-go. We were on Enzo Fernandez. This is what rivals do. So I expected from the rivals to be like, okay, these guys ain't performing. Let's talk about them. Let's go all in on them. But then you have like content creators from your own club who is talking about these players. Like, come on, man. Understand that a lot of these players move countries. They are still adjusting to life in England, and also trying to how would I put it now? Learn to gel with their team. Yes, they're world class players. Yes, they should be able to just hit the ground running in every system, but that's not how it always works. Some people need time. Some people hit the ground running. No, for Florian, do I expect Florian to produce what we expect him to produce this season? Yeah, everybody expect 10-10 this season from Florian. It's 4 games in. He hasn't done anything yet in four games, but still, there's still 34 games left for the season for him to produce the numbers that we expect him to produce. Is he getting better throughout the games? He looked better against Burnley. Ain't gonna lie, he looked better, but we couldn't break down a low block. Why is that? Well, that's something that the manager has to go back to the drawing board and figure out why we couldn't break down the low block. Maybe if we had Isak on the field, that would have produced something different, because then we have somebody that keeps a presence in and around the box. I am not sure. However, that's for the manager to figure out. That's why he get paid the money. That's why the club employs him. Figure it out. And again, as I always say, there is always a solution whenever you're playing these teams. If you have the best squad, if you have the best team, there's always a solution. But however, 4 games into the season, let's calm down. Let's not go over the top on the season so far, and yeah, let's just enjoy the season. It's a good season. Come on, Liverpool fans, let's enjoy the season here. Let's not be so overly critical of every little bit of thing. 10 games in, 15 games in, then I can be like, and we're playing the exact same way. Then I'm gonna be like, okay, then something needs to change. However, it's 4 games in, 12 points, right? Yes, everybody expect Bournemouth to be bottom of the league. I did as well, but they started off well. They started off better than most people thought that they would. Iriola is doing an amazing job. So now the win that we win, the struggle that we struggle, doesn't look that bad. They went on and they beat Tottenham, one of the teams that has improved. We played Newcastle away at Newcastle, tough ground to be at. Man, we got handed to. We got put to the sword. But we came out of that game with 3 points. Good. We played Arsenal. And again, a team that we're going up against, challenging for. There was nothing in the game, as in both teams cancel each other out. Superb free kick, we won the game. Amazing. We keep it going. No, Arsenal's looking at it and be like, okay, then we went to Anfield, we didn't get anything from the game. How about we go back to when we get them back at Emirates? We're gonna try to beat them. That's how it goes. The Premier League isn't win and loss by the team that are challenging for the team home and away. They're win and loss by the game at Burnley. If we had left Burnley and not collect a point from Burnley, 3 points from Burnley, that would be worse than if we went to the Emirates and lose. Because going to the Emirates and losing, that's not going to win you or lose you the title. It's games like Burnley if we can't get it over the line. And we did get it over the line. And we got over the line not playing well. Yes, it's a penalty. Yes, it's one of those where we didn't look like we're going to break down Burnley. However, as I said this again, however, this is for the manager to figure out. This is not something that I'm going to be worried about. The manager will have to go in. The manager will have to figure this out, right? He has to go in now, go to the drawing board, figure out why we couldn't break Burnley down. So therefore, the next team that's going to come up against us, they're going to hit with another low block, as low as Burnley again, because they realize that we struggled against Burnley. This is a way that how we can stop Liverpool from playing. The only way we can fix that is that we work on how to break down a low block. And that's something that the manager has to be working on the training ground. Teams that are open, teams that are playing open, expansive football against Liverpool, sure, we have the players that we can do damage. Champions League is coming up. Let's see how we play against Atletico Madrid. But again, we might end up going against a low block again against Atletico Madrid. So it is something for the manager to work on. Work on this, breaking down this low block. Fix that. Refix that. Then teams know that, okay, then we can't hit them on the low block. We have to come out and play anyways. And again, Burnley shows the rest of the league a way to stop Liverpool. Better teams are in the league at defending. We as Liverpool now have to figure out a way of how to break down a low block. And that's just it. I don't think that there is nothing to go over the top about. I think it's 4 games into the season. The game against Burnley, if you look at the stats in the game, if anybody watched the game, it's only one team was trying to win and one team was trying to come out with a point. Can I blame Burnley trying to come out with a point? No. I can't look at Burnley and say that you're going up against the best team in the league, well, one of the best teams in the league, and you should be coming out and playing. And a lot of Liverpool fans that are calling what Burnley did as anti-football, disgraceful, whatever. What do you expect Burnley to do? To show up and try to play out from the back? Like what they tried to do against Tottenham and get spanked? And then you're going to look at it and then turn around and say, but Burnley doesn't know what they're doing. They're not going to stay in the league because they keep playing the same dumb way of football. Every team has to play to their strength. Burnley played to their strength. They knew that they can't come out and play Liverpool toe to toe and win. So what they're going to do, take a point. A point for Burnley against Liverpool is massive. It's as massive as 3 points that we got against Burnley. That's how much a point is at Liverpool, because that's 1 point that they weren't expecting to get throughout the season, and they almost got it. And fair play to Burnley. They came out, they did what they had to do, and it almost worked. I have no problem with playing with coming up against a team that is sitting maybe 12 people inside their box. They're doing what they need to do to make sure that they can stay in the league. What Liverpool has to do is to make sure that we have the firepower to break down teams like this. It's not on Burnley to come out and play to make the game easy for us. It's for us to go to places like Burnley and whoever else is playing this low block and being able to break them down and win. So for the Liverpool fans, and I'm going to say Liverpool fans because a lot of them are online calling what Burnley did as anti-football and all that kind of stuff. I would say, before you start saying that, what do you expect Burnley to do? Right? Roll over and just say score? Yes, we expected to score 4 or 5 goals. I expected a goal fest because I expected Burnley to play like what Burnley played against so far in the season. But guess what? They realize that it's not going to work. 3 games in, fourth game, they change the way they want to play against the top teams because they have to get something out of the game. Unfortunately, it's against Liverpool. Should we have played them earlier in the season when they were playing open football? Sure, but we will play them the time we get to play them. And during that time of playing, we just have to understand that this is the way that most teams are going to play against the champions. We are the defending champions. So we're not going to expect to go up and teams are just going to try to match us when they have like the quality in their team compared to the quality of our team. It's not the same. We went out and broke the British transfer record twice this summer. We do not have the luxury of teams that's going to come out and want to play us. Most teams are just going to come out and just going to stink it out. Sit back, get a point from Liverpool for any team is massive. We see Arsenal. They didn't want to play expansive when they came to Anfield because they know you play expansive when they play against Liverpool, we could pick you off. That's how good our team is. So let's, as Liverpool fan, accept how good our team is and accept that teams are going to be playing in low block. But it's up to us with the quality that we have signed, with the players that we brought into the club, to make sure that we can break these teams down. We can't keep looking and complaining that a lot of teams are playing anti-football and they're playing low blocks and they should come out and, oh, it's a disgrace of how they're playing. No, these teams are playing to get a point against one of the best teams in the league. So they are going to play anti-football. They are going to sit 11 in the box. We have to figure out how to break that down. It is not on the opposition to come out and play. It's on us to figure out how to break them down. Again, I am not complaining about the start of the season because, again, as I said, it's 4 games in. We will gel. It will get better. We will break teams down. We will come into our own and we'll start smashing teams at some point in the season. But as for right now, it's all about results. And for everybody who's complaining about what Burnley did in that game, expect more. Expect more from Everton. Expect more from every team that is in the outside of, I would say, the top 6 teams or the big 6, whatever you want to classify them as. Expect more teams that's going to be playing a low block against Liverpool until we can break them down. Then they have no choice but to come out and play. Because people is going to look at what Burnley did and said, that is the blueprint to stop Liverpool attack. That's it. We're going to have more games like this, like against Burnley, until the next team that tries it, we put 3-4 past them. So the other team that's coming up, understanding that this won't work. So they have to try a different style. But Burnley showed that it will work. It's a set piece that loses them the game. Another team is going to go at it again, and they're going to try the same thing again. So it's up on the manager to use the resources that he has to figure out how to break down a low block, because we're going to have tons and tons and tons and tons of low block to deal with this season. So this is not anti-football. This is how can I get a point out of Liverpool while we're playing against them? Because every point in this league is important for both the team that's challenging for the league and for the team that's trying to stay in the league. So yes, for everybody who's crying anti-football, shut up. You have been watching the Premier League for years. There was always Stoke. There was always these teams in the league. It's always been that case. It's only over the past, I would say, 5 years that the bottom half teams want to come out and play. And what happens? They all get relegated. They keep getting relegated, relegated, relegated. No manager that came up has looked at this pragmatically and been like, we have to defend for our lives. That's it. And pray that they don't break us down. That's what the promoted teams were doing back in the day. And it was being difficult for top teams to break them down. So I don't get the call for anti-football against Burnley. Burnley's doing what Burnley needs to do. We need to do what we should have done and break Burnley down and get 3 points. Yes, at the end of the day, it was a penalty. We got 3 points out of the game. Perfect. We keep moving. Next game, we have to now figure out how we can address this low block and how we can beat this low block system. And that's it. That's just it. It's a lot of part of the bus, as Kyle just says right here. It's a lot of part of the bus. Like people who watch FIFA, who played FIFA, there was a settings in FIFA that's called park the bus. Yes, they're gonna park the bus. Why wouldn't they park the bus? It's one of the best teams in the league coming into town. They're going to try the same against Arsenal as well. And if Arsenal is able to break the low block down, whether that might be by set pieces, whether that be by individual brilliance, then teams won't keep pushing the low block against the top teams. But if you can't break the low block down, then it's going to keep happening. It's one of those. It is what it is. There's not much that you can do except you spend the money in the summer, you bring in these players in the summer. It's upon you to figure out how to break down these low blocks. That's it. It's not on Burnley to come out and play. So therefore, for everybody who is crying anti-football, shut up. What do you expect these relegated teams to do? And again, I'm a Liverpool fan. I expect us to win. And I expect us, for the money that we have spent in the transfer market, is to find a way to beat these teams. Because this is how they're going to play. Nobody's going to make it easy for you to win the league. If it was so easy that teams are going to make it very easy for us to win the league, we will have not gone 30 years without a league title. I'm just saying. It wouldn't be 20-something years for Arsenal, and Manchester United wouldn't be in the drought that they're in right now if everybody was just so open and being like, hey, yeah, come score. Yeah, no. We don't need to stay in the Premier League. We have nothing to play for. Just come and score. Leeds did it. They got criticized, right? Vincent Company did it when he was playing at Burnley. They got criticized for doing it. This is it. The managers who comes up with these weak teams and try to play open, progressive football, get smashed, went back to the championship. They all get criticized for doing it after they leave. But then the managers who come up and being pragmatic, then you know how that goes. And as Kyle says, Moyes coming to town. Yes, and Moyes is going to come to town with a low block. That's exactly what he's going to be coming to town with. He's going to be coming to town with a low block. And just know, we have to figure out how to break all of these teams down. We can't just keep going, yeah, they should just roll over and play dead. We spend the money. This is why we spend the big money in the summer. It's to break teams down. Both teams that's playing high intensity and is matching us and both teams that are playing low block. So I just want the fan base to cut the crap about this whole anti-football thing and just understand, if we need to win the league, we have to go out and deliver like the way we should deliver for spending the money to win the league. And again, 4 games into the season, just let it cook, right? Let's not go over the top judging and saying that we are playing. Yes, we're playing that crap, but we have 12 points on the board. It will get better. The manager will find a way. If you believe in the manager will find a way, and he'll find a way to get over these low blocks as well, because that's what top manager does. Anyways, it is a short show today because I don't do like long streams for the over the top show. It's just a half an hour show. Catch you on the Friday Vibe show. Again, like, share, subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get to 250.